Rally4Kids is celebrating a decade of providing support for the United Boys and Girls Club of Santa Barbara County.
That's right. We're joined by Rally4Kids Chair and co-founder Monty Wilson and CEO of the United Boys and Girls Club of Santa Barbara County, Michael Baker. Good morning to both of you, and thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Yes, of course. You know, a lot of people think Rally4Kids, cool cars, but it's so much more than that. So if people are unfamiliar with the mission of Rally4Kids and what it's all about, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so imagine for a second, I mean, it's an experience. So imagine for a second that you're going out on a rally with other classic cars, vintage cars, sports cars, going to places that you've never been, doing things that maybe you haven't done since high school or even as a child, and those are part of the checkpoints. And then at the end of the rally, you come back to a gala of about 400 people that's very nice and great food and great experiences. And that's the Rally4Kids. But the whole purpose of it is to raise money for United Boys and Girls Club.
Which, over the 10 years, this is the 10th year that we're having it, over $2.2 million have been raised. Those proceeds have helped us serve more kids more often with deeper impact. We've been able to open 2 club sites. Our Buellton and Salt Lake sites did not exist before the rally was in its inception. We weren't open on Saturdays before that. We weren't able to, I mean, certainly the vehicles that we purchased helped us significantly during COVID because we used those vehicles to actually bring food to families. We had delivered 110,000 food baskets distributed during the COVID pandemic, the first 3 months of the pandemic. And the Rally4Kids vans helped to do that, especially in the Valley, bringing to our families that were homebound. So huge, huge benefit to our organization.
It's incredible. You raise money and you see it directly impacting our community. So it's by the community for the community, and it really is wonderful.
Yeah.
You had the 2025 kickoff event. How'd that go?
It was great. How many people we say we had? About 45, 50
Yeah,
people?
45 people, but it was just for people that had been in the rally before. Now, we just this week opened registration for the rally. Last year, the rally sold out 4 months before the event took place. So this was kind of the kickoff where people could start registering. It's about half registered now, but we'd encourage people to go out to rally4kids.org and check it out. There's a lot of pictures out there about it, but you know, and even some pictures from that kickoff event are up on the website today. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you touched on it, Michael. This is the 10th year that this is happening. That milestone has to feel incredible for both of you. Talk a little bit about that accomplishment.
Well, what I will say is when I first, this is my 9th, because the first year was the year before I arrived in Santa Barbara County. I run the Boys and Girls Clubs here. I had a full head of hair when we first did. No, that's not true. That's not true. But no, it's been an incredible event that's helped us so much. In all the clubs. Again, I've said this to the folks that supported the rally year in and year out. If it wasn't for the folks that support the rally and that participate year in and year out, we don't make it through COVID. That's just a fact. There were so many people, because we couldn't have events, that participate year in and called me up and said, I'm still sending you a check. We're still going to support you. That's the car community and what they do for our organization. So, and again, Monty and Maria, this partnership is just unbelievable what they've done for us.
Yeah. 10 years has flown by. It just seems like yesterday. And you know, each year we try to keep it fresh, which is harder and harder to do because you always want to do a little bit better the next year. But having said that, the 10th year, we're going to really blow it out. I've already warned Michael. I said, this is going to be a big deal. We're going to have a lot of fun and have an amazing experience. But look back in retrospect of all the things we've been able to do and accomplish with the kids. What's really fun, too, is that some of the kids that were club kids when we started it are now working in the clubs, now part of the rally and things like that, because they've grown up in 10 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we do have a live look outside. Some of the cool cars that you brought into our parking lot. Oh my gosh, look at that. You don't see that in KYT's parking lot very frequently. But like we said, really great cars, but also for a really great cause. So thank you both for being here and all that you do for our community here in Santa Barbara and in the county itself. So for more information, visit rally4kids.org and mark your calendar, September 13th. Right? Get excited. Couple months away, but never too early to start supporting a wonderful cause. Again, thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.